In Cobblemon 1.5, the ability patch has been added, and we want to make a factory for it today. So, we're starting the episode off again with a nice cheeky little time lapse. Let's do it! Oh, isn't this build wonderful? We're using the Scarlet bricks with some copycat blocks and stuff to make it a little tiny factory. And this is going to be the area for my ability pill, the Ability Capsule Factory. And if we look at the Ability Capsule thingy-bob, the recipe, as you can see, we need all this stuff. And we need farms for all this stuff now. So if we break down the revive, it needs a max revive, it needs 3 revives and a Vivichoke. And to make a revive, you need heal powder and honey bottles. And doesn't that get a little bit confusing? So, what have I done in the meantime? Well, I got a bit bored last night, so I made this little farm over here, which you get all the revival herbs growing on this side, and we get all the Vivichokes growing on this side. We also need some of these. We need the white mint leaves to make a serious mint, because that's part of the recipe, and we need blaze powder and bottles of enchanting. And I have an idea for the blaze powder and bottles of enchanting. Oh look, this is good timing. There it is, off it goes to harvest all this stuff. Look at that. And then it comes to this point and stops. So we're using a gantry shaft for this farm, and it's on a little cycle here with a synchronous gear shift. And then it gets all put into this storage down here. And this has been only running for a little bit, and it's doing quite well. I don't know how the red mint seeds got in there. And then it comes back. Look, these grew in the meantime. Nice. But, yes, like I said, we need blaze powder and bottles of enchanting. So, if we look at here, we can actually get these from the same farm. And I need a blaze spawner. Now, I did actually scope one out. There's one 400 blocks that way. So let's get into the nether over here, and we can do a little jig all the way over to there. And because I have a blaze backpack on, we actually won't get hurt by the blaze's fireballs, which is wonderful for picking up this spawner. See, we could come over here and do it, but well, it's easier for us to take this to the overworld. So we will put down the rail first. Oh, that's a bucket. Put down the rail, then we want the cart assembler, then we want that, then we want the redstone torch, and it picks it up, and then we get our wrench, and we can right click it, and now we have the minecart contraption, which means we can now transport this blaze spawner to the overworld. But before we get into any more farming shenanigans, we need to look at this. Rob has set up a nice little tournament for us to take part in, but with a twist. If we read the book here, I'll show you what I mean. Wacky Pokemon Championship. Sign up to the championship by putting your name in the barrel. The championship is like a standard Pokemon championship, but with a twist. You'll be battling your fellow trainers to win the prize, but your team must have a wacky theme. Best theme also wins a prize. Examples of a wacky Pokemon theme: all Pokemon are babies, all Pokemon names start with Z, all Pokemon have more than 2 eyes, etc. Right, and I have thought of a pretty wacky idea. Now we go over to our PC, over in the Pokemon Center. I'll show you a team that I've been putting together. So, I've been looking at my good old friend, the Moosh Tank here. The executor of the Alolan variety, and a Fido. Can you guess what the theme is for my team? All my Pokemon are food themed. Yeah, and I've been trying to find the best ones. So let's take a look a bit closer at my stats. So, my stats are pretty good. Executor is a special attacker which is fine, and got quite okay-ish defense. Speed is pretty poor, but my IVs are a bit lacking with the Executor, I must say. They're pretty rubbish, so we do need to find a better one. My Moosh Tank, on the other hand, is pretty good. This is an attacker. Its defense is good. Its speed is pretty good, actually. Speed's pretty good. And then my IVs for this aren't too bad. My attack is full. My defense is pretty good. My special attack is higher than it ever needs to be. And then my Fido. My Fido's got insane. It's insane. Its attack, defense, and special attack are nearly maxed out. Speed could be a little bit better. I've never used Fido before, not even in the real Pokemon game, so this is going to be an interesting team. But if you have any more suggestions for a food-based Pokemon team, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your suggestions, and maybe we could change things up before the tournament starts. But now, we better get back to making some farms. We got a lot of work to do. And now that we've got the Blaze Farm in place, which is working away, the deployer is slowly killing it. Yeah, just like that. We get the goodies come through, goes into this mechanical crafter, get all the blaze powder, and then the XP is being converted into liquid experience in this disenchanter here. And we can put some glass bottles in here, and they'll filter through into here for the bottles of enchanting, which is fine, but we need a better way of getting this at some point. But we need to move on to the next step, and that is this bit here. We need bees, and we need lots of bees. So let's go find a couple of bees. 1 bee, 2 bees. Now just block this off so we can trap the bees inside. And now we can start the long task of breeding up to 30 bees. Oh, this is gonna take forever. Okay, so don't be mad. I may have finished the Ability Capsule Farm off camera. It was proving a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be, and I needed to move on with the episode. So I kind of finished it off camera. I was struggling with recording it and doing it at the same time. I didn't pre-plan any of this in creative, so it was proving difficult. So let me talk you through the process of how it works. So first of all, we've got the Blaze Farm over here. So the blazes spawn in here. They get pushed by the water into these lava patches here. And a deployer kills them. And the stuff goes through like this. Magical, wonderful, lovely stuff. And it gets converted into blaze rods, if we can see it happening now. There we are. And it gets converted into blaze powder. And then that blaze powder ends up back in here. Because we're using all these draw access points and connecting everything underneath the floor all together. Now that works lovely. Then we got the disenchanter here, which is taking all the XP nuggets. So if we could actually get some excess ones here, converts that into XP, which goes up into here to make bottles of enchanting, which does the same thing, goes into another access point and comes round the back here. So we got 223 bottles for 5 bottles. 6 bottles, 7 bottles. Yeah, as you can see, it just keeps going up and up, which is awesome. And then we've got the little bee farm over here, which has got 10 beehives filled up with 30 bees. It's a bottleneck. Yeah, this is the bottleneck of the whole farm. I'm not gonna lie. I need to probably double or triple this. But then I'm going to have so many entities here, I'm just going to cause a lot of lag. So, yeah, this is fine. But as you can see, we get the honey into here, and this mechanical arm inserts it into this brass funnel here. And this is where we get to make all the revives. Now, the revives come out here on these item rings. They just roll across into another access point, which then gets taken over to this section here. And then once we get 3 revives in here, they'll roll into this lovely mixer here, where all the Vivichokes roll in as well. And that makes the max revives, which go into a smart chute, which go down into another access point. And that then transfers over to here. And then this mechanical arm here, as you can see, is picking it up and then putting it in this basin with this mixer. And then that makes an ability capsule. Yes, wonderful, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. So yeah, we've got 99 ability capsules already. But then I've also got this little bottleneck here of the white stuff, which is the serious mints. So yeah, we need some more white mint seeds, and they're really hard to get hold of. Now if we go over to the farm over here that I made earlier, as you can see, I've actually had to reduce down the revival herb rate because we were getting massive amounts of revival herbs and these power up or pep up plants, which isn't good. Look, this is what I've got left over. I had thousands and thousands of these blooming revival plants, and it's not fun. But Vivichokes are fine. They roll around a bit slowly. But it's these bad boys. It's these things here, which are the absolute nightmare to get hold of. Yeah, you just get one back, and you occasionally get some more, and you occasionally get other seeds, other coloured seeds. I think we might have to go on a little search for some more white seeds in the wild. Now, I did manage to get my hands on a couple of shinies this episode. I got a shiny Metapod earlier, and I evolved that into a Butterfree, which is beautiful. And I also got a Mischief. Yeah, look at you. You're so angry. And we're just going to evolve that right now into Mobostiff. Ah, you're so... You're so... It's such a weird color, isn't it? It's such a weird color. But this would be really cool to ride. Yeah. Rideable Pokemon would be well good right now. But I think it's time we go and find some more seeds. Some more white seeds. And I need to go scouting for those. So, yeah. Let's go on an adventure. And if you're enjoying today's episode, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And now with all those seeds planted, we should see a little bit less bottlenecking on our factory here. It's just that honey situation over in the back corner that we need to figure out. But this episode has been going on for long enough. It's been a lot of work off camera to just get all these farms up and running, but the rewards are going to be so good. We can now use the ability capsules to have more control over how we want to train our Pokemon. So my Mooshtank now has Scrappy, and it did have Thick Fat before. So it was really cool. And using competitive Pokemon is going to be a necessity in our upcoming tournament. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you in the next one on Battlecraft.